As a very generous estimate, for the past 5 years, Team Fortress 2 has been overrun with aim hacking bots. These aimbots are controlled entirely by AI with perfect accuracy, and they've been making the game harder and harder to play as time goes on. In 2022, a public campaign called Save TF2 launched in May with the goal of notifying the public of what's been happening to TF2. Less than 24 hours into the campaign, Valve responded, claimed they were going to look into it, and left it at that. As far as the public knows, after that tweet was published, Valve acted on their word and the bots got the boot. However, this is not the case. Despite Valve's promise, the bot crisis has gotten just as bad as it was before Save TF2, and nothing is being done to fix it. Even the TF2 community itself has grown complacent over time, with aim hacking bots just being widely accepted as the norm, something you just gotta put up with. But the brutal reality is that the bot invasion goes far beyond just some hackers in a video game. Team Fortress 2 is being held hostage by a malicious group of bot hosters that dox, harass, and commit crimes against the people that oppose them. This group of bot hosters has created a culture of fear surrounding the aimbots. This is the hard truth, I have evidence, and I want this story to be heard. This lunacy has been allowed to happen for too long. Enough is enough. Now, before I get into the meat of the video, there's one thing first and foremost that I want to address. The people that are responsible for the bot crisis are trolls. A large motivation for what they do is getting attention and provoking reactions out of people. By making this video, I'm inherently bringing attention to the bots, something that the bot hosters want. However, you'll come to discover that the bot crisis goes far beyond simple trolling, and the full extent of their actions needs to be publicized. But I just can't shake the feeling that I'm feeding the trolls, so here's the compromise. Throughout the course of this video, I will talk about the bot crisis and people that host bots. However, I will avoid mentioning names to avoid giving individuals attention and reactions they want. Instead, I'll simply just be showcasing the problem as a whole. This also protects their privacy, because if people go out of their way to dox and harass the bot hosters, by stooping to the same lows as the people we condemn, can we really claim that our behavior is any superior? I don't think so. With that said, I think the first important thing to talk about is defining what a bot is, and why exactly they are so disruptive to Team Fortress 2. Now, if you play TF2, you likely already know how disruptive bots are. You don't need me to tell you that the sky is blue. However, for people viewing this who are not involved in the TF2 community or just don't regularly play the game, this context will help you understand the problem at hand. This video will also heavily feature the testimony of Mega Scatterbomb, a YouTuber and TF2 community member who's been working on his own community anti-cheat and cheater database for the bot problem. For the past year, he's been harassed by the group of people responsible for the bot crisis, and throughout the course of this video, you'll hear his story.
Hey guys, Mega Scatterbomb here. I'm a TF2 YouTuber that's been fighting the bots and cheaters for a couple of years now. In that time, I've learned a lot about how they function and some potential mitigations. But even with my background in software engineering, there's only so much that can be done without the involvement of Valve. I thought I'd share my knowledge and experience here to put on the record what atrocities have occurred due to Valve's negligence. Hopefully you guys will be able to hold them to account for what's happened. But even if we don't get the desired response, what I have to say here will put a permanent stain on their reputation.
Bots are computer-controlled players capable of interacting with Team Fortress 2 without human input. Bots have many purposes. Some are used to farm in-game items, some are used to facilitate trades via Steam, but the kind that we're specifically talking about are the cheating bots. Cheating bots enter the same servers as regular players, using aim cheats to ruin the game for everyone else. They can navigate the map, capture objectives, and use chat to send messages. The bots almost always play as the sniper class, though occasionally they do like to mix things up. Bot hosters typically use virtual machines, a sort of virtual computer inside a computer, to run multiple copies of Team Fortress 2 side by side, Each virtual machine has its own Steam account and copy of Team Fortress 2, and they all run the same cheats.
First, some technical background. One of the biggest problems with bots compared to cheaters is that they never switch off. A typical bot hoster will either purchase some hardware to run at home, or use online free trials of hosting services like OVH, Google Cloud, etc. From what I've seen, the most dedicated bot hosters stick to using their own hardware. They can pack their servers with a lot more RAM than what's available for cheap on the internet. And more RAM equals more bots. Since self-hosting is the most prominent method, that means the running costs a little more than the cost of electricity. Most bots are free to play as well, so any accounts that are VAC banned can be replaced at no extra cost. The only thing that can force a bot hoster to spend more money is if they want to host more bots than their hardware can handle. If you've ever seen a bot miss an easy shot, chances are that bot is fighting for CPU resources with 100 other bots to the point where they all start lagging. The reason I'm going over this information is to demonstrate that this problem isn't going away on its own. Waiting for them to run out of money or get bored is not an option. They can sustain their bots indefinitely. In short, this will continue to be an issue until there's some real intervention.
The most common of the cheats that these bots use is called Cathook, and up until very recently, it was a single Google search away on GitHub, readily available for any person to download. Cathook has been taken off of GitHub, and while it was rumored that Valve was responsible for the takedown, it was actually taken down by its creator due to complications with the program. However, even if Cathook has been taken off GitHub, its files are still in circulation, and there are alternative cheats to Cathook, so unfortunately, the bots aren't going anywhere.
Now that we know about the hardware, let's talk about the software, notably how accessible it is. All over GitHub you can find cheats and bot hosting software for Team Fortress 2. And before people mention Cathook disappearing from GitHub, Cathook wasn't taken down by force. The creator removed the repository and deleted their account voluntarily. You could argue that Valve leaving all these repos up is some sort of big brain strategy. Let the code for the cheats appear in the public domain, then study it and find a way to detect it. According to some of my insiders within the hosting community, it would be stupidly easy to detect the code signatures left behind by the most popular bot software, especially with the code and executables being public. But I think we know that's not what's happening. If they were studying the code, one guy at Valve would have figured out how to detect them within a week. Even then, I'm sure the developers wouldn't be so comfortable publishing the source code for their cheats if they were getting banned soon afterwards. The accessibility of the software is the result of Valve's negligence.
So why exactly do the cheater bots always play as Sniper? Well, by simply scoping in, Sniper has the ability to instantly kill 5 of the 9 classes with a single headshot, and with a charged headshot, has the ability to kill every class in the game. In the hands of a standard player, the Sniper is balanced out due to our human nature. Our big dummy brains aren't capable of hitting every headshot. However, bots aren't held back by human limitation. So a class capable of killing every character in the game instantly, controlled by an AI with perfect accuracy, is incredibly destructive. These bots also join servers in groups so that they outnumber human players. This makes it harder to vote kick them out of a server, as the players who try to vote kick a bot will oftentimes find themselves outnumbered by the aimbots. These aimbots can start vote kicks of their own against innocent players, often resulting in human players being kicked from servers. These aimbots are nearly entirely located in Team Fortress 2's casual mode. Unfortunately, this is where the vast majority of people that play TF2 choose to spend their time. Aside from housing the majority of the player base, why do the bots specifically target casual servers? Well, competitive mode has an extremely minimal player base. MVM is a PvE mode, and I mean, what are the AI bots gonna do, get angry at you? So why don't the bots target community servers? Simply put, community servers are moderated. They have admins that can kick bots and often run their own effective anti-cheats that bots have trouble breaching. The reason bots are able to infiltrate casual servers and ruin games is because these servers are controlled entirely by Valve, and Valve is extremely negligent as a company. Casual mode servers have no moderation, and the only separating factor between bots and casual mode is VAC anti-cheat. Say it with me, everyone. VAC is not an anti-cheat, it's a suggestion. So, because Valve chooses to do nothing to help fix the problem, something they promised to do, the problem hasn't improved. So simply put, when the bots are active, TF2 is completely unplayable. And instead of fixing the problem at hand, Valve chooses instead to add more microtransactions to the game. But obviously, these bots didn't pop out of thin air. They are created and hosted by humans. The people behind the bot crisis are referred to as bot hosters, or simply just hosters. These people will go to any lengths to harass those that try to oppose them, and it goes much farther than simple trolling or pranks. The bot hosters have doxed, threatened, endlessly harassed, and even swatted people to scare their opposition into submission. The criminal activities of the bot hosters can have very dark, real-world consequences, and they are creating a culture of fear surrounding the bot problem. What I have is a massive amount of proof and testimony, and I hope I can convey to you just how bad the problem has become.
This negligence is what motivated me to take matters into my own hands. In 2022, my friends and I started documenting the cheaters we found in TF2. This ultimately turned into the cheater database, which was leaked to the public in 2023. That's when the cheaters and bot hosters took notice of me. I had become a threat to them. The point of no return was when I released a video titled, "I'm Ending the Bot Crisis, Part 1 of 3, detailing my plans to build a community-run anti-cheat for casual mode. The harassment that followed is unlike anything I've ever seen."
One of the methods the bot hosters would use to harass Megascatterbomb was impersonation to defame him and direct hate his way. The first method the bot hosters used was forging Discord screenshots of Megascatterbomb to paint him as someone attracted to minors. The bot hosters would bombard Megascatterbomb's Discord server and post the faked screenshots there, where they'd obviously be banned. Even still, bot hosters can be seen pushing this false narrative against Megascatterbomb to defame him. At one point, a bot hoster even pretended to be an ex-girlfriend of Megascatterbomb to try and push some sort of narrative.
The first attempt at slander was using the good old inspect element. Some cheater stitched together a bunch of images designed to depict me as a pedophile, saying things like, "It's legal where I live," and "One more picture and I'll stop." Thankfully, the cheaters aren't intelligent enough to present their slander in a way that could actually cause harm. Their usual strategy was to just barge into my Discord with a 30-minute old account and post the slander in general. Very easy to deal with as a Discord moderator.
Another method the bot hosters used to impersonate Megascatterbomb was by creating a wave of aimbots that used his name and profile picture and linked to his Discord server. People in casual lobbies angered at the aimbots would join Megascatterbomb's Discord, mistakenly believing him to be the one responsible for the bots.
Then there were the bots. Entire servers were filled with Megascatterbomb clones. Unfortunately, that meant I got kicked in the process, being mistaken for a bot. Even today, months after any bots were named after me, some people still think I'm a bot. There was a rough patch where the bots posted my Discord link in chat, causing several players to join the Discord, ready to hurl abuse at a supposed bot hoster. I managed to convince some of them otherwise, but there were a few people just too insane to deal with.
Megascatterbomb is far from the only person the bot hosters have done this to either. Among the victims of this method of harassment is Spiky Mikey, another TF2 content creator who was also harassed by the bot hosters. They created bots with the name Sub to Spiky Mikey that linked to his YouTube channel, once more pinning the actions of aimbots onto innocent parties to direct hate their way.
Hello, my name is Spiky Mikey and I make TF2 videos sometimes. My experience with the Spiky Mikey bots kind of started with a DM I randomly got on Twitter or something before I'd even heard the bots existing or anything like that, and it showed me a screenshot of whatever the bots were doing in game, like advertising all of my social medias and stuff like that, and they were asking if it was really me doing it. Obviously, the second I saw it, I wanted to put something out to let people know that it wasn't me doing it because I knew more people would start believing it. But more and more messages started rolling in before I could make any kind of video about it. So I kind of just had to put something out on the day as fast as possible, else people would definitely start getting the wrong idea. And this went on for a good couple of weeks. There were people who hadn't seen, obviously, my initial response video, who were still kind of coming in and attacking me weeks after the fact because they'd found a Spiky Mikey bot. And yeah, when they started going kind of everywhere for a little bit, I received loads and loads of comments from people who genuinely believed that those accounts were mine, and I was genuinely just that desperate to promote myself in every server. My YouTube comments for a while were a bit of a mess. People got mad at me in my Twitch chat, like came into my stream to like abuse me. Some people even sent me death threats over those bots, thinking I was the one who did it.
Not only would the bot hosters impersonate Mega Scatterbomb through forged messages, but they would also impersonate him by creating an AI recreation of his voice using samples from his videos. The bots would use this AI to say the most vulgar, crass things imaginable and broadcast it using the bots over in-game voice chat. I've collected a bunch of screenshots of bot hosters conspiring to do this, and they'll be showing on the screen now. I have also collected multiple clips of aimbots in-game using voice chat to spam audio clips of Mega Scatterbomb saying repugnant things.
And you melted, or he could swim in feces thicker than cold custard, or he could squat above her face and hoop a billion miles of butt jerky of a size and solidity unknown on the mainland. Or he could fap his bent directions inside out, or he could come nasty sticky spit of my ice cream, or he could change the world with his cock in his hand while whacking at the gay rage, or he could plow her little thumb and bang the butt so firmly that God sat on the floor and cried like a little fucking packet. Or he could break the fourth wall, sometimes light, sometimes brown, with orange corn bits packed inside, and he was not happy with the way things were shaping up today. As far as his shit goes, so he was straining his ass very hard, squatted above the children, trying to expel very large and solid fat poopy shit bullets. Then there were the AI voice models. Someone decided to train an AI on my YouTube videos, allowing them to make any audio they recorded of themselves sound like I had said it. If you recall me saying some of the most vile and hateful things imaginable over the microphone, that was a bot, not me. Appropriating my voice in this manner is a crime, by the way, under New Zealand law. Harmful Digital Communications Act 2015, Section 22. The police informed me this was the case. Yes, the police got involved. We'll get to that.
Impersonation is not the only tactic that the bot hosters will use to attack people. Another method bot hosters employ to harass Mega Scatterbomb is by stream sniping him while he was live streaming. While streaming TF2 on his personal server, bot hosters intentionally bombarded the server with bots. However, these bots were instantly kicked because, unlike Valve servers, community servers are actually moderated. Say it with me again, everybody, VAC is not an anti-cheat, it's a suggestion. Inside the bot hoster Discord server, hosters can regularly be seen conspiring to stream snipe Mega Scatterbomb. Yes, I did have an insider get me screenshots directly from the bot hoster Discord, and they speak exactly what you'd expect a bunch of sexless bot hosters to sound like. "44 pages of N-words. You guys realize that there's like thousands of other words in the dictionary, right? Since stream sniping was mostly ineffective at impacting Mega Scatterbomb's streams, they would also launch DDoS attacks against his TF2 server. Hosters also launched DDoS attacks on Mega Scatterbomb's cheater database, overflowing it and restricting access to the site.
The next step, though, was the stream sniping. I started live streaming at the end of last year, as it was the most effective method of getting players into my TF2 server. Several bot hosters decided it would be funny to send their bots into my server all at once. It's very easy to counter the bots with the right source mod plugins, which further demonstrates Valve's negligence. Once I had all those plugins in place, the only thing they could do is DDoS the server, which isn't even that effective. They can lag my server, but they can't force anyone to disconnect. They've also tried repeatedly to take down my website via DDoS, but outside of the largest of botnets, they've failed to make an impact.
It's worth noting this because DDoS attacks are straight up crimes, punishable with a real prison sentence. If you speak out against the bots, the bot hosters would quite literally risk a potential prison sentence just to try and make you miserable. Now, up until this point, the bot hosters have done some heinous things, sure, but their actions have been confined to the online space. However, the bots have overstepped this boundary and have committed actions that have real-world physical consequences. There is no limit to what these people will do to harass their victims. On multiple occasions, the bot hosters have doxed people's personal information. Not only will they spread this information on their Discord server, but bot hosters will program their aimbots to flood voice and text chat with this information as well, exposing a person's personal information to thousands of people simultaneously. This is beyond horrible. Imagine it for yourself. One moment, you're an outspoken critic of the bot hosters and trying to bring awareness to the bot situation, and the next, your private information is being spread all over the game to thousands of people, and your voice is being stolen to say vulgar garbage over the voice chat. The fact that this has been happening for this long and Valve chooses to do nothing pisses me off. It should piss you off too. To be quite honest, I have felt paranoid ever since I started writing this video. Will this video enrage the bot hosters enough to make me their next target? Will my personal information be spread for the entire player base to see? And if I'm not the next target, then who's it gonna be? And this still isn't the full extent of what the bot hosters will do. They swatted Mega Scatterbomb. Swatting is issuing a false report so that officers are dispatched to a certain location. Bot hosters spread a false rumor that Mega Scatterbomb was going to plant a bomb at his university, which led to the school being evacuated and officers coming to Mega Scatterbomb's home. Thankfully, the situation ended peacefully, and now the police are looking into his case. Swatting is not just a prank, it's a dangerous stunt. People have been hurt and even died over swatting attacks. This level of harassment far exceeds trolling into having severe risks for the victim.
The worst thing they've done by far was when they swatted me. Sometime last year, I had 2 police officers knock on my door at 11 PM looking for me. Thankfully, I live in New Zealand, so they didn't do a full-on Osama bin Laden type raid with SWAT teams and tear gas. They suspected me of making a bomb threat towards my university. Earlier that day, someone had made that bomb threat under my real name and posted said threat in some of the student-run Discord servers. This was quickly escalated to police, and the university was partially evacuated. I explained the situation with the bot hosters and cheaters, and eventually the investigation into the bomb threat broadened to cover all the other things I've had to deal with. I can't go into further details for obvious reasons, but the investigation is ongoing. I'm usually capable of managing the stress associated with all of this, but I've had my fair share of low points. It's tough, knowing that there's a group of people out there dedicated to making my life as miserable as possible. And while I'm definitely one of the most prominent targets, there are many others who have been bullied in similar ways. Maybe not bomb threats, but the doxing and harassment are plentiful. The part that makes this level of harassment uniquely damning for Valve is that the bots themselves tend to be the primary attack vector for this illegal activity. I've seen many examples of bots being named after the real identity of innocent TF2 players, or using their faces as profile pictures. Valve should really think hard about their inaction towards the bots, as their hosts are constantly leveraging that negligence to commit actual crimes on their platform. If they fail to mitigate this, they might be opening themselves up for a lawsuit. For legal reasons, this is purely hypothetical, but it is a possibility. And with each passing month, more evidence presents itself that could be used in such a case. Maybe such a legal threat would motivate Valve to fix the bots. Then again, maybe not.
Valve continues to allow bots to have a platform in their game uncontested, and instead of trying to help the community get rid of these bad actors, Valve instead chooses to add more microtransactions to the game to get more money out of you. It is shameful. On top of using the bots to harass and bully the community, the bot hosters also regularly try to use the aimbots like some sort of fucking Ed, Ed, and Eddie money-making scheme. In-game, bots can regularly be seen advertising their own shops where they sell immunity, essentially disabling a bot's ability to target you if you pay them money. Some of these shops also feature the ability to temporarily disable or shut down bots entirely for cash. But who's to say that the bots don't just take the money and run? There's nothing stopping bot hosters from just doing nothing, even if they get paid cash. Thankfully, I'd wager the amount of people that actually paid for these services is dismally low, and the bot hosters most likely operate at a net loss. However, even today, bots can still be seen advertising these services, trying to wring money out of the very same community that they're trying to ruin. The actual audacity of even attempting to do that. On at least one occasion, the bot hosters have even tried directly extorting community members. In 2021, Spiky Mikey received an email from a bot hoster responsible for the Spiky Mikey bots mentioned earlier in this video. The email threatened Spiky Mikey with the promise of creating more Spiky Mikey bots, but these aimbots could be stopped if Spiky Mikey traded over his Scorching Flames Hong Kong cone hat. Due to how TF2's inventory system works, items can be traded and sold for real currency, which gives them real-world value. The hat that the bot hoster was demanding was worth hundreds of dollars. This is another instance of the bot hosters trying to make real-world money from their aimbots, and the only reason that this type of extortion isn't used by the bot hosters more often is because most people aren't going to be dumb enough to give in to these people's demands. I also have another interesting question to bring up. How exactly are bots even able to use the voice and text chat anyway? On June 16th of 2020, in an attempt to stop the bots from spreading racist messages in text and voice chat, Valve restricted the ability for non-premium accounts to communicate. This included disabling text chat, voice chat, and even voice commands for free-to-play players. Players who have not bought any of TF2's microtransactions can't even call out for a medic, a very basic gameplay ability. However, despite Valve taking this drastic measure, aimbots today can still be seen abusing the chat as if nothing has changed. So how are bots able to communicate if free-to-play accounts are limited? This leads me to a concerning conclusion. The bot hosters have been paying to upgrade their bots to premium accounts in order to abuse the chat. If this is the case, then that means that Valve are directly profiting from the existence of aimbots and still choose to do nothing. In the grand scheme of their income, the money Valve makes from aimbots is likely extremely minimal. But that does not change the fact that the bot hosters are directly paying Valve to abuse their own community, and Valve stands idly by and allows it to happen. So, deep breath. I've just dropped a lot of information on you, and I hope I've made my case crystal clear. This has been going on for years, and it's only being allowed to happen due to Valve's gross negligence of the TF2 community. Valve has grown complacent with the bots, not doing a single damn thing to combat the problem for years, while still adding microtransactions to spend money on. If you are a fan of TF2, hell, if you're a fan of common fucking decency, you should be mad. You should not be content to just let this happen. Valve needs to step up and maintain Team Fortress 2 and get rid of the aimbots. And if your takeaway from hearing that the bots are abusing the chat system to expose people's personal information, and you think the solution is to just disable chat systems for everyone, you couldn't be more wrong. If in-game chat is disabled, bots could still use the weapon naming system, profile pictures, and Steam names to do the exact same thing. There is no band-aid fix. There is no simple solution. Valve needs to step up and take action. In the past, Valve has made it clear that dealing with cheaters is treadmill work. If you create a better anti-cheat, the cheaters will find a workaround, which forces you to create a better anti-cheat. Valve doesn't want to do the treadmill work, but their current approach just isn't working. Counter-Strike 2 is starting to face the same exact problems as TF2. Cheaters and bots are rampant. Here's an actual video of a Chinese bot farm for CS2. If Valve doesn't learn to take action, then nothing is going to change, and this problem will persist across all of their games. So, what can we do about it? I wouldn't be making this video if I couldn't offer a potential solution. The most important thing we can do is spread information. I want people to spread awareness about what's been happening to Team Fortress 2. As far as the public mainstream knows, TF2 was fixed after the first Save TF2 campaign. If word gets out that not only was the problem never fixed, it's infinitely worse than people thought, it could lead to widespread mainstream attention. Start talking and don't stop. Ever. I want you to spread the truth, and it doesn't have to be from this video. In the description of this video, right at the top, I've linked a document that contains a comprehensive breakdown and proof of everything I've talked about in this video. As of the release of this video, I have personally sent the document to multiple publications in the hopes that they report on the story. And you can help as well. Spread the document, spread the proof, and spread the facts. See if YouTubers outside of the TF2 sphere will report on it. Post it on Reddit or Twitter or TikTok or wherever you can. Make a video reacting to this. You don't have to credit me. I don't care as long as the truth gets out. Another thing that I've helped to produce is a website that also features resources and information about the bot crisis and contains a petition. And now I can already hear what you're saying. Petitions aren't effective. But this isn't just a petition. We're gathering the names of the people that signed the petition, and we're going to physically print them out onto something, and I will see to it that I help get it personally delivered to Valve's headquarters, so they can see for themselves just how much people want this problem fixed. Obviously, the more names, the more effective this method will be, so I've also linked the website in the description. There's also smaller methods you can utilize to spread the message. One person by themselves won't make much of an impact, but en masse, we can send a bigger message to Valve. The first of those things is reviewing Team Fortress 2 on its Steam page. The review system allows users to give their direct feedback on a product, so let's utilize that. If you are sick of the aimbots and Valve's neglect, let that be known in your Steam review. Another thing you can do is boycott the game's microtransactions. Despite the presence of aimbots, Valve continues to add microtransactions to Team Fortress 2. Valve is asking its consumer base to pay money for a product that does not function. TF2 is also expected to have an update this summer, which will bring with it more microtransactions. If you don't want to reward Valve for how they treat TF2, simply don't reward them with your money. Vote with your wallet. Another thing you can do is record and tell your own stories about the bot crisis and bot hosters. The more videos and the more proof that is out there, the better. And it looks like the bot hosters are gonna make our job a whole lot easier. Looks like they're going to ramp up the amount of bots on the day of this upload as some sort of show of power. So, I want you guys to record it all. They're only making it easier for us to show everyone how bad the problem is. I know that a lot of people have had issues with the first Save TF2. In hindsight, there's a lot of things that could have been done differently. But we shouldn't give up just because it didn't work the first time. What we should do is learn from the mistakes of the last one and apply it and strive to be better with our next approach. So please just give it a chance. This time around, we can keep 100% of the attention on the aimbots and direct people towards outlets that will be informative and effective. This time around, information and having access to resources is key, and I sincerely hope I've provided enough resources to get the ball rolling. Because this situation is fucking ridiculous, and I think we should do something about it. Thank you for your help.